But what's our problem is that we have abused the earth. We have abused the animals on the earth. So thus, we didn't respect Noah. We didn't respect Abraham's love for Noah and Noah's God. We didn't respect what Christ was trying to inspire us in us when he said to us, you must yoke yourself to my light. What is so significant about his light is that 3 days before he rose, he said on the third day, the day which we call Good Friday. Why is Good Friday? Let me show you a little something besides Judaism, Islam, and Christianity. Inside the Hindu faith, there is a teaching of a being called Suri or Asir Krishna. The word Asir comes up again, which is the 10th. Asir or Shiri means black, the black one. And it said the black Krishna, Krish, and Na in Hebrew means to pray. Krishna had a ceremony which was dealing with this river. In this river he went to, he challenged the serpent and defeated the serpent. And this river was called Juma or Jamna. On Friday, we all know the children of Ishmael worship together on Day of Ummah, which is Friday. They go to the mosque. Same thing as mass, every Friday. But from that point to Sunday, he was to be risen on that day on Friday though. He was to be risen on Sunday though. In Arabic, is a term in the Quran called Ikhlas. In the first ayah it says, Huwa Allah Ahad. A lot of Arab scholars contend that to be, He Allah is one. I disagree. Why I disagree is because it's saying to you, Huwa, yes, it says Huwa, which they signify as male. But in reality, it means anointed head in hieroglyphics. It's Hu Allah. Allah in Hebrew, the word, when it says, and God created the heavens and the earth, and his spirit dwelt upon the depth of the earth, without form, shape. It doesn't say directly God. It says Elohim Samik. So the first word of Elohim, or Elohim, is Allah, without the I am. The I am suffixes the purity of gods and gods, or gods and goddesses. Without the Ahim, there would be just Allah, or El-La. So Allah is what the Creator or the Father told Adam. He gave him, obey this one thing till the earth. Allah in Hebrew means oath. Ahad means right guidance of the oath. That's all it is. Follow the crown, which is number one. They say it's one God. No, crown in Hebrew means kethra. Kethra means crown. And this can be all verified in Google if you just look up the Kabbalah. The system of the Kabbalah. The system from 1 to 10. And it starts with 10 letters. And from each 10 letters, they add up Adam. From Kethra to Malkuth, which means from the crown to the foot, which is the kingdom. So from number one, Kethra, it means follow the oath of the crown. This is why when you see in a lot of Christian movies of knighthoods of Spain, France, and England, particularly the war between King Arthur with the Saxons and the Normans, one of their main thing was what? That the knight had to give his oath to the king and kiss his ring. And how many fingers you have in your damn hand? You have 10 fingers, which is Asir. And it's a circle that's put on your finger when you have matched up to Asir. And understand that it is time for the resurrection. Because Asir was the only one to be resurrected from the underworld in the ancient time. But his tradition was never fell short. Because just like the boat of Noah, it's a little number story we have. another story, which is the second greatest story of the boat, which is a story about Brother Jonah. He has his own book too in the Old Testament. The Jonah story was this. This is what I mean by how can we all have all these houses and be so unfaithful to ourselves? Jonah's story is that he agreed that he was the prophet of God. That he should do the prophesizing in Nehemiah, in the time of Nehemiah, Nibia. So what he did was, he said, I'm going to escape. I'm going to get on the boat and be out. That's what Noah did. He took the boat and was out. He said, you saw the word of God coming from him? I'm out. I can't handle it. I'm gone. Forget you, God. I'm jumping on the boat and I'm out. But what happened here was, those sailors were merchants that had their own spirituality. See, when you go in the waters and you look off into the ocean, it's like it never ends. Like the star system. Look up at the star system, like it never ends. Meaning that it becomes like a galactic region of no ending and no beginning. So here we have to use the star system to map out our direction, our Ahua. And when you're on a boat, if you don't use your zodiac, you get lost. You have to know where that North Star is. Alpha Draconis. If you don't know where it's at, you're getting lost. If you don't know where the sun is going to rise in the east, you can't understand yourself. You won't be in a boat throwing up and get dizzy, get illusion, and you're going to probably commit suicide or just die of hunger because you can't find where you got to go. So you need a compass. You need the cardinal points, which leads us back to when it says that in Egypt there was a light. What's so significant about Jonah is that on this boat, when they saw the rain coming, when they saw the storms coming, the terrific hurricanes coming, and they saw the sky open up with thunder, with horrific and terrific thunder and lightning, what did they do? They came together in a council, and they said, look, did you make your prayer? 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 All the men said, heck yeah, I made my prayer. But they looked at one that didn't pray. He was over there asleep. He was sleeping, lazy behind, doing nothing, which they wished was almost death. They thought he was doing nothing. But what happened here is, Jonah wasn't asleep. He was just ignoring them damn people. I'm running from my God right now on that boat. Now realize that the word boat also means bet. And a bet means mother in Hebrew. But Beth, the second letter, Beth. But it also means month in hieroglyphics. So you can't get away from the month. The months were created on the third day. No, the fourth day, pardon me. That number 4 is so powerful. It's created on the fourth day. Earth was created on the third day. On the fourth day. You can't get away from number 4. There's no way to get away from number 4. So in this sense, in essence, they told him, yo, you better pray or we're going to throw you overboard. He said, damn it, throw me overboard then. Picked him up, threw him overboard. And what happened? A big, giant, whale-like creature swallowed him whole. So this is the story of Leviathan, which is spoken about in the book of Job. So Leviathan is this humongous type creature that engulfs your being. And when you in the underworld, which is Leviathan, which is that well, you are being judged in the belly of the beast. In order to surmise your way out of that belly, you must be able to have what you call words of wisdom. Because what the dragon or whale does is uses the father wisdom to ascertain your soul and your spirit. And how do you know that is the case? Judgment is going on? Let's look at Osiris' story of the one who resurrected from blackness. The black one, which Osiris means also as same as Krishna. When Osiris was in the underworld, killed by his brother, there were 12 judges that ruled over him, plus a being called Semet, or Mut. Mut was a being half alligator, half hippo, and half leopard, which dealt with judging him. And then you see to your far left, on that same glyph, a scale. And on that scale, there was a being called Thoth or Tahuti. Who was Thoth or Tahuti in the Hebrew scriptures? The angel Gabriel. Gabriel was the one responsible, the eagle was responsible for bringing you your wisdom early in the morning. And this was Thoth's job. Thoth was called by the Greeks Hermes Trismegistus. Hermes Trismegistus was the god of wisdom, the god of thought. So they call him Thoth, or in hieroglyphics called Tahuti. He was the being that they transliterated in Hebrew to be called messenger of God, or Gabriel. Geb represented the goose, which also represented the stork. And the goose was told to us a big story. It said that in the book of Isaiah that when that man-child come, when that Messiah come, he should have a government upon his shoulder. In the hieroglyphic world of Central America, there's a being called Arodates. Let me say it again, say it the correct way. Arayo Asodati. His father, see, in Central America, the names were like 20 letters long. Like 10 names in one name. Arayo Asodati, his father's name was Hatipangus. Aro Sadativ. Araya Sodativ. So Hatipan, he was the being responsible for teaching the bird, what you call the goose, how to travel south to north, north to south. And the goose's job was to, while he was flying in that arrow type manner, which is the V, he was taught that as each goose was to surpass the next goose, they would have seeds in their mouth. And the land they would traverse was like, down south. When they go down south, and then when they come up north. So when you're going down south from up north, what happens? You're leaving from one cold season to go to a warm season, then they come back. So while they're leaving, they're dropping seeds in the north to go to the south. So that when the cold weather hits the north, the seeds were already underground already. So this is how the farmers was tilling the earth. That was such a great degree of wisdom that man yet to this day haven't even caught up with. So when you say that the one, the being Christ, when he comes, he's going to bring a government upon his shoulder. What being taught us that yet? We haven't learned yet how to have a government on our shoulder. We haven't learned how to communicate like David with the birds. This is proof we can talk to the birds. We can. It's in your Psalms. David talked to the birds. And King David talked to the ants. So what is our problem? Today we can't communicate with nothing. In order to control a dog, like I showed my brother the other day, I had to get a stick. The young kid had the dog in his hand. Puppy. He couldn't make it sit down for nothing. I said, bro, just pick up the stick, hold the dog, say sit, then tap him on the behind. When you tap him on the behind, he gonna know, damn, that hurts. Because the tailbone is sensitive. And when you give him that command, but you gotta spank him first. So God had to spank Adam. Get the heck out of my house for messing with my tree. You don't know what you're doing. So he banished him from the tree. So the root of what I'm trying to get to is this in them 4 months, is that we gotta what? Get the good eggs. But the significance of these good eggs lies in the number three. The number 3 in Hindi was called tree. And what's so significant about that? That this bird, it was to be a holy bird that would lay on the tree or land on the tree. And from that tree, it would judge man, which is called the hawk. The hawk was called, in Arabic, let me get it correct, hayawan. That's what you call birds, hayawan. But the word hawk in Arabic is al-haq, which means the truth, the one who discriminates. So in the hieroglyphics, they have a bird with a man with a hawk head. He's the first judge of Osiris. And matter of fact, Osiris' first form is a hawk body with a man head. So he had to understand the lower aspects of the hawk's body. What made the hawk so essential? The hawk would train man. Well, his duty was to train man how to build a house. A bird, what does a bird do when it wants its nest to be strong and sturdy? It picks up certain fine elements from the earth and uses it to make the bottom of the nest first, which is a basket also. How you make a basket? You have to interweave in the layers of it. So the bird taught us so much. The bird was created on the, what? 5th day of creation. And these birds, was created also with the fish, the whale and the fowl. So they're all our elder brothers and sisters. We ain't the oldest one in creation. The hawk duty was to make man Khalifa. Because when you saw the hieroglyphic form of the hawk standing on a tree with a branch in his hand, putting it over on the crown of man, you read the words Ka, and the branch was shaped like Alif, the letter A. In Arabic or Hebrew, they both have the same pronunciation of the letter A, Aleph. But the only difference in Arabic and Hebrew was that the Hebrew letter A was shaped like an X. X-Mass, mark the spot. And the letter A in Arabic was like the letter 1. So the key thing here is this. In order for us to build, we have to make an X first. And that X binds us together. So when Christ was put on that cross, what was they showing us? The people that hated us gave us a jewel. Because when you form that X, you also show us the 4 cardinal points of the planet. You show us a way to navigate through your confusion, through your chaos, through your waters of illusions. But are you willing to sacrifice some time to be able to give humanity a jewel of your thought and allow it to be tested? And allowing it to be tested is the only way we can determine if it's a treasure worthy enough for us to hunt for. So this Easter bunny, what's so significant about it is that it challenged the serpent in the hieroglyphics. If we all watch movies like Marvel and DC, it was a movie called The Watchmen. And these heroes, at the end, the Mr. Genius guy, he had a being that was like a cat with long, giant jackrabbit ears. So that being in the hieroglyphic card system called tarot cards, which is 78 cards subtracted by 6, you have 72 cards. The 72 being that conspired against Ahua. Ahua represented number 10, the perfect being. What happened here is when these 72 conspire against you, these 72 represent the 72 energies of heaven. These 72 energies represents the electrons going and coming in the universe. It's our duty to understand these currents, because currents are what allow the vacillating of what you call the seasons. The season. This is why you have the moon influencing these currents. Energy influencing energy. Planets influencing water. And this water gives us electricity. This is what you call currency. And this is what you call money. Currency. But this currency is null and void and become destructive and disastrous to us when we don't know how to use it. When we allow people to abuse our ideas, tell us what to do in the way of error when they are not correct. So if your advice, if your guidance is not good, we can dismiss it to the wayside, like Christ said, until we find that which is right. That which is right is what we put in our basket. Because just because it looks shiny and gold don't make it gold. So that egg, just because it looks like an egg, don't make it right. Get the right one. That's why it's Asir. It's hidden. The hidden egg. The hidden jewel. Because the more you search, the deeper you dig into the earth, the harder it is to find, the more value you would have for it. The more difficulty it is to attain and acquire something, gives you the appreciation to what you deserve for what you got. But if you have no difficulty, it's all ease, you're immediately satisfied, you won't appreciate it. And that's why you lose it, just like that. We're about to lose this planet. We're about to lose our life. We're about to lose our form. We don't understand that our body, like it said in the scripture, Jacob used it the wrong way. We must all understand we must transform. Christ said that is what you're supposed to do. In the era of him coming, you must transform to welcome him. He cannot come if we are not transformed, because we will not be the good soil from the plant his eggs in. We need to be able to prepare our body like ships. Our body must become the basket for him to put his eggs in. If it's not good, if we're too weak, a hawk can't put his eggs in the damn nest. He's like that hawk, waiting for the right prayer, waiting for the right moment to come down on earth. It says in the time of the harvest, they're going to separate the weed from the tares, and he's going to burn the tares. He's going to burn the weeds. That's what you want to be caught up in? That fire don't mean fire, that fire from a match. It means the fire from confusion. The fire from your own internal instinct of destruction. So with that, I'm come to a close. But beloved brothers and sisters, it's essential that you understand that we are preparing to give you a time from Christmas to Easter to determine what jewels the child should receive from his treasure hunt. And the child is you. The elder is the one that prepared something for you, which is your priest, your imam, your rabbi, your guru, your swami, your school teacher. But are they prepared to be adults? Are they prepared to be good husbandmen? Or they're gonna be like that one the king or the husbandman gave the penny to, and gave the other one 2 pennies. And he came back, what you do with your penny? Oh, I put it in the dirt. And the other one multiplied his pennies. You don't want to be the one that just stashed it and didn't do nothing with it. Because that means you didn't share what you sold. If you sold something, you got to share it. If you don't sow it, it's worthless. If you put it somewhere where it can't even be found, that means that it was nothing anyway. But when you're able to multiply with that, that's good sowing right there. So with that, I close. That's Kati Lamb.